Alright, now over here, there's liquor bottles. Let's pick them up. Someone elected this corner to drown in their sorrows. Not a drop to spare that I can tell. Pity, but it's often what London will do to you. There's a newspaper. Is that the same thing? Although I haven't much time yet in this fair city, I'll keep looking into this mystery while I can. Okay, a charity flyer. An old leaflet from the Christian mission. Heard they tried providing fresh sustenance across East London before insufficient funding sank their scheme. I should hope they helped out the folks living in the tenements nearby. At least they're trying, and charity only goes so far. Yeah, charity only goes so far. It's a shame. Public policy needs to match it, but I don't trust the fusty old blokes in the House of Lords to care much for the downtrodden. Something that is true in this place and in reality as well. Did we take a look in the herring basket? I think we got turned away from that as... Was his name Atticus? I think Atticus, I'm not sure. I have a bad memory when it comes to names. And it's been a few days since I played as him. Okay, a slatted wooden basket made from hazel cuttings, giving off the smell of spoiled fish. And it looks like someone mangled the contents, digging for some imagined treasure inside. Some drunken pillock or nutcase, I'm sure. You won't catch me doing the same. Well, alright then, if you say so. But I think we didn't actually manage to find anything in there. Let's take a look at the map. Beggar's Lane has the warehouse, the Palladium, the Velvet Rose, which is in the Palladium. The containment zone with the fence, okay. Let's take a look at the alcove door. It looks like there was a lock on this door once, but it was bashed and cast aside. The target of a ginsop's late night marauding. Saints know why they'd want to poke about in here. Well, I know why. I was trying to run for my life. Any road, I'm not dressed for wading through whatever sort of foul-smelling sludge is beyond this door. Okay, so this area is, I think Atticus is his name only. And that means we've looked at everything here, so let's go back into the Palladium and just enter. Okay. Let's keep going. And just run back there, I think across here. And enter the Velvet Rose. Let's enter the Velvet Rose. There we go. Opening as a public house in 1667, the Palladium and the Rose that sits at its crown have the dubious honor of being one of the first new constructions begun after the great fire that ravaged London in the Devil's Year of 1666. The workers of the Rose have long claimed that it housed a brothel as well, and despite its occasional forays into social acceptability throughout the centuries, as its deed has changed hands, it will always return to its original state. Regardless of the history, both the building and its workers have been reasonably good to you. The warm and lively air, pleasant conversation, and the wafting smell of bergamot greet you at the door. There is the matter of Ivana to deal with, or to ignore, and you'll need to see the madam of the house before tonight's performance. A day's work that is only distinct from its predecessors in that, for good or for ill, it is your last. Okay, what do we have here? Foreign landscapes. Oh, Sykes is starting to talk. I don't fucking believe this. Mr. Sykes, I demand you lower your voice in my establishment. What did B even say to you? A warning. That's fair play, but this? Beatrix is none of your concern. You've violated house rules with her. Let me talk to B. Mr. Sykes, you are hereby banned from services at the Velvet Rose for a period of 1 month. You may return after the expiration of said ban, and you can receive your partial reimbursement at the front desk. I don't care about the money. This is your last warning, Sykes. You have 10 seconds to leave before I call my enforcers. Christ alive, alright, fine, I'm moving, but this is horseshite. You mark me. Oof. That must be an unpleasant guy, I'd assume. Okay, let's take a look at the foreign landscapes. Scenes from distant lands. I often dreamed of other places while working at the Rose, but to be reminded of them like this never sat right with me. Okay, there's a spittoon, a notice. What's the notice? No cats, dogs, or other equally excitable animals allowed inside. It might as well be a footnote given the notice's sheer length. Let it never be said that Madame Sora doesn't run a tight ship. A spittoon. Just wonderful. Tucked under the Born settee, a piece of furniture also known as a conversation seat with four seat divisions and a central back seat, is a pail full of tobacco juice, close to spilling over. Now that just reminds me of West of Loathing, but in that case I did some unspeakable things with those tobacco spittoons. Let's talk to Lou on the piano. That's Lou. Looks like she's sloshed, which is unfortunately a not infrequent state for her. Oiled up at this time of day, Lou? Dare I inquire as to the occasion? You know how it is, Clara. Life's nasty, brutish and short. And then you die, so you might as well make the most of it. True enough, that. Might die sooner rather than later with this courtesan killer picking off working girls like us. I won't lie, the notion has me proper afeared. Content or better? Okay, weary or worse, I'll admit to being less than sanguine about it myself. We look after our own Sora, won't let anything happen to us. Oh aye, she'll do what she can when she isn't being controlling stick in the mud. Uncharitable but fair. Any plans for this evening? What's your take on this courtesan killer business? Let's ask for the plans for the evening first. Nothing special, but I'm looking forward to your performance tonight, Miss Reed. Oh, stop it. Nothing I haven't done before. I wouldn't be too sure about that. You've got a look about you. Let's play it off with tact. Oof, we need a 7 or better. And that's a 4. I have no idea what you mean. You seem... you can dissemble all you like. Dearie, I still said what I said. What's your take on the courtesan killer business? I know one of the girls I did, Hannah Lynn's her name was. She used to work here, but she moved on ages ago. That's right, I remember her, a nice enough sort. Before she was killed, she was still working as a dolly as far as I know, which is more than I can say for all of the victims. A working girl like us, even to the bitter end. You know how them bobbies are. Anyone sleeping rough or up to eyeballs and chin was probably up to all else too. It's all the same to them. Best be on my way. Till tonight, Lou. Till tonight, Clara. Sora was looking for you. She's in her office upstairs. Okay. There's a cider bottle. Bottle sweating. It must have been recently served. But then abandoned. Perhaps this patron was struck with a more salacious craving. Or he was the guy that got kicked out. That's also possible. Let's take a look at the piano first. A grand piano by the German designer Steinweg. Shipped all the way from New York City. Okay. Let's keep walking. There's a luxury booth. Let's take a look at that first. Someone discarded a few loose coins here. Waste not, want not. Oh, 3 shillings even. Okay, nice. Very good, very good. I don't know if I want to talk to her quite yet. It seems like something that might progress the day. So I'm gonna look around first. I'm not gonna talk to Zora quite yet. I'm probably gonna step outside and take a look at the other locations first. I think that's probably smarter. Let's take a look at Athena first though. A rendition of Athena, one of Zeus's many daughters, and goddess of wisdom, poetry, and strategy. Okay. Anything up here? Doesn't look like it. And over here, that is perhaps the client in this room is in fact Dr. Wainwright. Aside from that blindfold, he looks to be dressed like a physician, but I can't confirm without speaking to him directly. That mightn't be worth the risk. I'd better just mark the window before he catches me in here. Okay. Let's mark the window. I must assume that our client here is Dr. Wainwright, but of course I wouldn't know for sure without speaking to him. This is taking too long. I should just mark the window and be off. Don't forget to leave it cracked so Ivana can climb inside. Okay. Ooh, the Temperance card. This character has gained the secretive trait and will now be able to select dialogue options that require this trait. Patience and moderation, when and where it is necessary. That'll do nicely. Let's not talk to him. Okay, the moving camera is a bit disorienting at times. Let's see, okay. There's still some stuff that isn't a conversation with her. Let's take a look at the mirror. This was always the best place for a dolly to get a good look at herself before meeting the customer. Content or better, I look good. +5 hope. I've still got it, and saints help anyone who says otherwise. Now what's in here? A dressing screen? A fetching first impression is important. This screen is good for a bit of privacy in a pinch. A wooden desk. Scratches dot the desktop. Sometimes we need to reflect after a night's work. Or write a letter home. A wall of fame. Here's where all the dollies leave each other notes about the Johns. Here it says, Philippe is a Spaniard and a chatterbox who works as a fishmonger at the wharf. He unfortunately comes straight here after work. Oh, so reeking of fish and all that. Ugh. Lou describes Mr. Sykes as strong but gentle. There's a caution about some character calling himself Sucker Jones. He gets a bit rough at times, and Sora even had him thrown out, but he splashes enough tin around that she let him back in. Sounds like bollocks to me. More about Sykes. Never fusses about payment, treats you more like a sister than a trick, except for the actual transaction, of course. Sykes wins for popularity. It's a wonder the girls don't brawl over who gets him for the night. That's the guy that got thrown out. Interesting. I wonder what else the girls have been saying lately. Let's read an entry. Dr. Wainwright, fussy and specific client. Good time when you get it right. Let's see. Avoid Mr. Daly when he's in his cups. Another one. Sykes, misplaced watch. Reward to the dolly that finds it. Haven't seen Suri in some time. Perhaps she's seeing someone. If that Frenchman sneaks you brandy, wine, or sobrains tonight, Lou, I want a cut. Else I'll complain to Madame Sora. Philippe, go fetch Ariana if she isn't already tending to him. Okay, so we know Ariana is the one that he's after, I guess. Riley Jones, polite, kind, pays well, highly recommended. Oh, Teller, sweet fellow, but don't bring up cider with him. That'll make him want to talk unendingly about it. Huh. Let's read another one. Nigel Poppycock, ego bruised easily, incredibly high maintenance. S. Fisher, easily distracted by a poetical recitation of Sappho and similar. Let's read another entry. P. Nolan, came in and asked for the weird stuff but refused to clarify, responding, "You know," and winking when asked. Left without services performed. V. Phillips, skittish thing, but quite the cuddler. However, kisses like a dead fish, needs work. M. Sabar, not into the physical stuff, still knows how to touch a woman's soul with his wittiness. Let's see. P. Stark, unconventional tastes but very sweet. There's a lot of entries here. Theodore Firebird, mostly wants to talk about conspiracy theories, just nod and look impressed. He might give a good tip. There's nothing else on the board. Okay, I wasted enough time here as is. There's a bed here. Looks to be free of stains. Good. Madame Sora hates it when one of us dozes off with our makeup on. A wardrobe. Clean, functional furniture. Sora may not splurge on pieces for the back of house, but she at least recognizes that keeping her girls happy is good for business. Someone left a bottle of old lace in here. Old lace perfume added to inventory. Waste not, want not. What? Okay, that's the journal. Courtesan killer, we talk to people by a thread. Fan collector, right. Last of London. Okay, the journalist scoop is therefore done. Wait, what was that one? In room number 2. Ah, okay, so we did get the room number. Okay, good. Good. So that must have been the right person. Let's take a no. Let's take a look at the flask. There's something good in there. We always keep a flask of laudanum on hand for dollies who have trouble sleeping. You know what? They can keep it. They need it more than I do. Let's see. And is this Sora's? That's Lady Sora. Madame Sora, my bad. Okay, so before we talk to her, I think it's probably better to go take care of other stuff. This might, progress the day into like evening or something. So I would like to do the things that are, daytime things. I don't know how the game really works yet, so I can only go off assumptions. So I'm gonna stay on the safe side here and not just, potentially lock myself out of things. But I'm sure as we keep playing, I'm gonna understand how the game functions more and can more reliably make judgments about stuff like this. Okay. Let's see then. The map. So we've been to St. Catherine's Docks. We've been to Soris Square. We are at Beggar's Lane, and we've been in every building except for the containment zone that we can't enter right now. Let's get that was a misspeak. Let's go to Cable Street. The Sacred Heart Orphanage is there. A curvy cobbled street, home to the orphanage. Let's go there then and see what this place is all about. The Sacred Heart Orphanage sits on a large piece of land off Cable Street, gifted to the parish by a noble family who left for the countryside. The street doesn't get much foot traffic aside from the odd vagrant, and the orphans make a pastime of throwing pebbles and rotten fruit from behind the gates, especially at anyone well-heeled. At the moment, you're mostly alone, save for a few pedestrians in a more dangerous area of London that might be of greater cause for concern. Though here the worst you should fear is a well-aimed, fateful banana. The more you consider the fact, however, the more anxiety wells up from some deep place in your chest. It seems unlikely that Dolores would be happy to see your dress covered in mouldering fruitage so soon after the last time. You step free of the morning mist and onto the curved street. The orphanage towers above the dry grass and dusty flat premises inside the gates. Okay, there's a carriage. Let's take a look at that. What a lovely carriage. I imagine it's remarkably elegant when in motion, drawn by strong, graceful white stallions. Or something like that. Really anything would do. Let's let the fantasies run free. Definitely the finest stallions. The coachman would sit there and might be, "Bernard, fetch my gloves from the compartment, if you please. And make haste, we must make it to the bank by sundown, so I may withdraw £1,000,000. Check the glove compartment. Polymath, check the glove compartment with an air of aristocracy, or walk away." Let's do the polymath thing because we just unlocked it. These boxes are just starting to become all the rage. It must have been an aftermarket edition, despite the rest of the carriage being of an older design. As well they should. One must have a place for driving gloves. Ah, there's something in here. Saints, if the owner truly wanted it, they should have done a better job locking it up. 3 shilling and a bottle of perfume. Not bad at all. Old lace perfume and 3 shilling. Very nice. There's a grain sack here. Okay, this is the overground station. Grain is cheap and comes in large quantities. No wonder sacks like these are so ubiquitous. Let's pick up the gears and cogs. Bric-a-brac likely in a machine once. If I want to earn some extra coin, yes, etc, etc. 1 cog added to the inventory. Let's keep walking. There's a pillar box. 1 second, I need some more water. Oh, much better. This game is hard on the voice. I might make the episodes a bit shorter, just so I can, manage making enough episodes and not completely shoot my voice. The Royal Mail Service. A postman still hand delivers much of the mail, but if the distance is significant, an automaton carries pigeon dispatches. 1 second, sorry. An automaton carries pigeon dispatches. No, okay, I misread it. I was getting confused there. An automaton carrier pigeon dispatches the letter after being sorted at the local office. There we go. I wouldn't trust just anybody with such personal content. Broken automaton. Rusted and cast aside, this automaton is no longer worth more than its weight in scrap metal. Pity, I must admit I have little experience with such creations. The vast majority I have met have been little more than fanciful mechanisms made for labor. The limited and canned responses always seemed a bit eerie to me. Why gift them with speech if you intend only to use them as cheap labor? It speaks to an unpleasant impulse of control, at least to me. Perhaps it's for the best that the ones I've encountered don't yet seem capable of sagacity? What's sagacity? 1 second. I don't know what sagacity is, but let's keep going. What about Teddy Redgrave? He and Otto are inseparable, and Otto seemed quite clever already when last I saw him. Teddy spoke of plans to upgrade him all the more. True enough, still you won't see me having any deep conversations with the average tin willies that roam the streets. Perhaps when the technology is further along. There's iron gates. A team of horses. Hello, horses. These are magnificent animals. It's a shame they have to toil under the yoke all day. I suppose we all do at that. We cannot pet the horses. That's a shame. Just because they're not cats or dogs doesn't mean that we shouldn't be able to pet them. Rooms for rent, we don't need that. I've taken rooms like this all across Europe. I shudder to think of those naffy decorations and the rickety chairs ready to snap at any moment. Of course, the royal suite is far more comfortable. That makes sense, okay. An iron gate that isn't interactable. I assumed there would be gears and cogs in the corner. Knickknacks and spare parts, etc. Let's gather them and see if there's anything else around here that's worth our time. Apple crates, there's an archway. 1 second. Where does that lead?